Welcome to Kitchen Chemist. Today is banana bread day. Banana bread day. This recipe is so simple. All of these ingredients you probably already have, but it's kind of one of those recipes that I don't anticipate because you gotta have ripe bananas. And typically I don't plan for that. It just happens because maybe one week nobody eats them, which is what happened this week. First things first, I set my oven to preheat at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and I have my pan. I'm just gonna put parchment in it instead of using grease or butter or spray. This is my favorite method, works great. Next up, we've got 1 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour, or 215 grams. And I'm always going to sift this and make sure, and I've got a little scale under here, make sure that we get the right exact amount after sifted. Baking soda, and it's just one and a quarter teaspoon of baking soda. And next is salt. It's just 1 teaspoon of salt. This little guy I have in here is a half, so I'm just gonna do 2 of those. And now I've got all of my dry ingredients together. I'm gonna ditch my scale for a second and just whisk it. And now it's on to all of the wet ingredients. So we gotta bring back our scale again, zero it out. We need 415 grams of ripe bananas, and as you can see, I probably have triple that amount. It ends up being about 2 cups of ripe bananas. If you don't have these, you can always just pop a few bananas into the microwave if they're not ripe yet or fully ripe like this, and it will do the trick. So this is about what 450 grams of bananas looks like, and I'm gonna go ahead and start mashing this. And I'm just gonna do it with my whisk. Want to use like super easy tools that most of you probably have at home, and so you can go ahead and make this, not have to use anything fancy. I'm just gonna go ahead and jab it down like this. I kind of like a little bit of chunks of banana in my banana bread, so I don't need the super smooth, but if I'm like in the mood for super smooth, sometimes I put it into a blender. The next item is 3/4 cup of sugar. It can be brown sugar. I'm just using like a cane sugar. I have also used honey in this recipe, and it changes the texture and the flavor of the bread slightly, but it's still really delicious. So could use that. Today I'm using the cane sugar. I'm gonna add that straight into the mashed bananas. And I'm gonna go on ahead and stir with each added wet item, just so that the bananas continue in the mashing process if you do that. That taste is so good. You gotta give it a go, it's delicious. Next up is 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I'm always super liberal with that. And vanilla makes it taste amazing. Don't ever skimp on it. Next up is softened, not totally melted butter, but 1/2 cup of butter. I do salted or unsalted. Honestly, a little bit of a savory hint inside of banana bread is delicious, so I typically go with salty. Plop that right in there. Then just whisk that up. And at this point, you'll probably see a little bit of like this, what might appear to be coagulation. It's not, it's just the butter trying to incorporate. Just keep going, it's okay. It'll all blend together when you add the dry. Next up, we've got 2 eggs, 2 large eggs. Sometimes I crack those into another bowl, and if I'm feeling a little frisky, I shoot for the stars and hope I don't get any shells in. But if you do get a shell in, the best way to get it out is just with its shell. It's attracted to itself. So you just pull it in and get that shell out. I didn't actually have one, I'm just showing you. And voila, makes it so much easier. Whisk this all together as well again. And by this point, those bananas are really smooth. There's not very many chunks. So final step is bringing together the wet ingredients into the dry. And we just want to make the process super easy. We whisked this before because we don't want to overmix it. It'll cause your banana bread to be flat and gummy. We want very soft, very bouncy, and airy banana bread. So I'm just going to go ahead and dump all the wet ingredients straight into the dry. And I'm just going to whisk this together, but more of like a folding whisk rather than a rigorous turn. Something like this. Just going to kind of fold it together. Okay, so this has come together quite nicely. There's no little chunks of flour. I do see like little strands of butter, but to be honest, that makes for super amazing slices of banana bread. I am not going to try to get those fully incorporated. It will make it taste amazing. All right, so on to the pouring of the batter into the pan. Sometimes people like to crinkle up their parchment paper or whatever. This works for me. I just kind of fold down the edges to keep it tame. Okay, so we're just gonna dump this right into the pan here. And this is the chef's privilege. Honestly, there's nothing better. I could probably eat all of this in batter form. It's one of my very favorite things. Oh my gosh. That is so good and highly nostalgic for me. I did this to my mom's spatulas when I was a kid. She calls these kitty jippers, by the way, because they jip the kids. And I would do it to the bowls. This step is totally optional, but one that brings the loveliest texture to the top of your banana bread. And it's just taking some of that cane sugar and just sprinkling it on the top before you cook it. And it just, the sugar just crisps up and it just brings a nice little crunch to the top of the bread that's really delightful. Now we're gonna place this in the oven and let it cook for about an hour. And honestly, it depends on the day. Sometimes this has taken 50 minutes and sometimes it's taken an entire hour. The way that you know is to just insert a toothpick, and if it comes, or even just a butter knife, and if it comes out clean and there's no like gooey batter on it, it's done.